Hi there, welcome to part 3 in my video tutorial series on using the 3x OSC generator in FL Studio. In this video, I'm going to go over using the arpeggiator, Portamento functions, and a few other miscellaneous tips. Now I guess as an added bonus of sorts, many of the features I have gone over in these tutorials, such as filters, delay, envelopes, etc., in the channel settings window, can be used not just for the 3x OSC, but for other synths, such as the DX10. Let's add one. We can see here in the DX10 channel settings, we have all the same features. Also, you can use these features for samples that you load into FL Studio. Let me show you. You can see for this sample, we can edit many of the same features that I've gone over. Okay, let's talk about the arpeggiator. Now right here I've got the default sound loaded. We can find the arpeggiator under the Functions tab, and then right in the middle here. Now the arpeggiator is a device that will create an arpeggio of any notes that are held down, and it's off by default. We can turn it on by clicking one of these arpeggiation options here. Firstly, we can use it to create an upwards arpeggio of the held notes by clicking the up arrow. Now let me hold down a C major for you. That's the up one. Let's try the down one. We also have options to go up and down, as well as up and down but repeating the top and bottom notes. And my favorite, the random. Let's try the random. Very cool. Now let's talk about timing. We can set the speed of the arpeggiator by adjusting this knob here, the time knob. Setting it to a small value will make it extremely fast, and progressively slower as we move it higher. One important function to take note of is by right-clicking the knob, we can go to the Set menu and set it to a number of steps here, which will correspond with the tempo of your tune. Now, the gate knob will affect how long each note is held for in the arpeggio. By default, it's set to the highest setting, which will mean that each note will be held for the longest time possible. If we set it to a low setting, we'll get more of a staccato feel, like this. Now let's talk about auto chords. In the arpeggiator, we can select from a list here of many different chord qualities as well as scales. This will allow the arpeggiator to play a certain chord whenever we hold down, say, only one note. Let's pick a major 9 from the list. Now, when I select the up arrow, for example, and when I play a note, say C, the arpeggiator will play a C major 9 in an upwards arpeggio. Let's hear it. Now also, we can set the range of the arpeggiator using this box here. This will allow the arpeggiator to create an arpeggio over more than one octave. Let's try it. That was 2 octaves. Let's try 3. I'll play a note slightly down. Now you may think the arpeggiator is just a way to cheat or be lazy to create arpeggios, but in my opinion, there are ways to use the arpeggiator in creative ways, especially using the randomize feature. Now it's time to talk about Portamento. I've got the default sound loaded here again. Let's find the Portamento controls under the Miscellaneous tab here. We can find these controls in the middle here under Polyphony. Now, enabling Portamento by clicking this box here will cause each note you play to glide or slide, whatever you want to call it, up or down from the previous note. The time it takes to glide between notes can be adjusted using the Portamento slide time knob here. Let's enable it now. We'll turn Portamento on, turn the slide time up, and let's play a few notes. Let's make the slide time even more. Now, enabling monophonic mode by clicking this box will mean that only one note can be heard at a time. This will particularly accentuate the slide. Okay, it's finally time to make some music with the 3x OSC. Firstly, I've created a simple drum beat using some of the hip-hop drum samples that come with FL Studio. This isn't going to be a hip-hop track, and I've added some reverb to the drums for ambience. I guess it will be closer to jazz than anything else. Let's listen to the drum track. I've also created 3 different sounds using the 3x OSC for this project. The first is a sound I've just called beep. It sounds like this. I've sent it to a mixer track where I've added a lot of reverb to the sound. I've also used an arpeggiator on this channel and set it to play a minor 11th chord. And on this pattern here, I've simply used the piano roll to play one long C note. So essentially there will be one chord arpeggiated, a C minor 11th. Let's listen to it. And it just goes on for the whole track. My next sound is one that I have created to sound similar to a trumpet, and I will play live using my keyboard. It uses a combination of waves, in particular a sawtooth wave as its primary, as well as a sine and a triangle. I've also used a filter that I have linked to my modulation wheel on my keyboard that lets me control the cutoff frequency. Let's listen to the sound as I use the mod wheel to control the filter. For extra fun, I've also set my pitch wheel to modulate the pitch of the channel by a range of 12 semitones in each direction. So I guess it's not like a traditional trumpet. Now the last sound I've created for this track is a bass sound. It uses 2 triangle waves and a sawtooth, as well as a filter controlled by an envelope to give it a slight wah-like sound. Let's play it. Now, like the beep channel, I've also used an arpeggiator to play a chord. This one is a minor 7. Now, I guess I forgot to mention that the bass track, as well as the beep, uses a randomized arpeggiator. This will allow my bass line, as well as my beep line, to be less repetitive and unpredictable. Let me play you the bass line. It's basically just playing a minor 7 chord over 2 octaves randomly. Now it's time to jam out. I'm going to let the drums, the random beeping and the bass line to play while I have an improvised solo using my trumpet. Alright, let's play.